You guys know what I was thinking? Um, you know how there's things on earth that image, that reflect what is going on above in the heavens. And listen to this, you guys. This is Ezekiel 43, and it says, "While the man was standing beside me, I heard someone speaking to me from inside the temple. He said, 'Son of man, this is the place of my throne, and the place for the soles of my feet.'" Okay, it's talking about the temple. Alright, the real temple that's going to be built in the 1,000-year reign, the temple that it describes in Ezekiel. Um, and the Lord's feet, the glory and the presence of his feet is going to be it's going to be on the mountains of Israel, and there's going to be a temple built around it. Okay, it talks about this in the book of Ezekiel. If you haven't read it, I highly encourage you do, because it's awesome. And it says, "This is where I will live among the Israelites forever. The people of Israel will never again defile my holy name, neither they nor their kings, by their prostitution and funeral offerings for their kings at their death, when they placed their threshold next to my threshold, and their doorpost besides my doorpost, with only a wall between me and them. They defiled my holy name by their detestable practices, so I destroyed them in my anger. Now let them put away from me their prostitution and their funeral offerings for their kings, and I will live among them forever." Um, Son of man, describe the temple to the people of Israel, so that they may be ashamed of their sins. Let them consider its perfection, and if they are ashamed of all they have done, make it known to them the design of the temple, its arrangements, its exits, its entrances, its whole design, and all of its regulations and laws. Write these down before them, so that they may be faithful to its design and follow its regulations. So you guys, there's going to be this temple, and the glory, the Lord, his feet are going to be sitting on the mountains, and there's going to be this temple around that the book of Ezekiel describes. And you guys know how, like, in the up in the heavens, there's the Lord's throne, and then around the throne are the cherubim, and they cry, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come." I was thinking, since things that are in heaven should reflect on earth as well, um, that when we have this temple, right, and the Lord's and we build the shrine around the presence of his feet, that what I want to do is have a people always have people, because there's going to be still a lot of people, not a lot, but there's going to be people who are living, who that's their inheritance, is to live on that mountain and near even this temple. And I was thinking it'd be so awesome if we had people that were always there next to the temple or outside of the temple, saying, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come." Just as the cherubim are doing there, that we should do that, practice that, and always have somebody, at least one person there. Even if one person, like, 2 times a month, however many people are there, say if one person a month, or twice a month, you have you go there for an hour and say those things and bless and extol his name, and that'd be really cool to do, to have an image of that on the ground. I'm not talking about the type of image. I'm talking about a reflection. Image doesn't always necessarily mean a painting or a statue or something like that. But so you guys, there is sorry, you guys. So in Revelation 20. It says, where is it? Oh yeah, it talks about, where is it? Oh yeah, okay, sorry guys, right here, my bad. Says, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests of God and of Christ. That means anointed, you guys. When this right here, when it's saying this, it's not talking about the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, Jesus Christ. Okay? See, there's going to be, it says in the beginning of Revelation that we are a line of kings and priests to serve him. The Lord is going to put his servant David in charge, right? During the 1,000-year reign, and then there's a line of kings and priests, and we're all going to work in the temple, you guys, and serve the Lord there, and reign with him for 1,000 years. Who? With Christ. And the Spirit of Christ is going to be in us, right? And then, you guys, when you look here, um, like in Revelation 12, it says, and I heard a voice shout from heaven, victory and power and empire forever have been won by our God, and all authority for his Christ. Now that the persecutor who accused our brethren day and night before our God has been brought down, they have triumphed over him. Who? His Christ, his anointed, by the blood of the Lamb and by the witness of their martyrdom, because even in the face of death they would not cling to life. Let the heavens rejoice and all who live there. But for you, earth and sea, trouble is coming, because the devil has come down to you in a rage, knowing his days are numbered. You guys know that the scriptures, you guys, they happen more than one time. It doesn't just happen one time. It happens multiple times in different ways. And it says, the Son of Man, he said, is destined to suffer grievously, and be rejected by the elders and the chief priests and the scribes, and to be put to death, and to be raised on the third day. He said to his disciples, a time will come when you will long to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and will not see it. They will say to you, look there, look here, make no move. Do not set off in pursuit, for as lightning flash from one part of the heaven lights up the other, so will the Son of Man when his day comes. But first he must suffer grievously and be rejected by this generation. As it was in Noah's day, so will be the days of the Son of Man. People were eating and drinking, marrying wives and husbands, right up to the day when Noah went into the ark, and then the flood came and destroyed them all. So they're not going to know, you guys. They're not going to know when the flood is coming. They're not gonna be thinking, and we're talking about all the other people, not believers. In a short time you will no longer see me, and then a short time later you will see me again. Then some of his disciples said to one another, what does he mean? In a short time you will no longer see me, and then in a short time later you will see me again. And I am going to the Father. What is this short time? We don't know what it means. Jesus knew that they wanted to question him, so he said, you are asking one another what I meant by saying in a short time you will no longer see me, and then in a short time later you will see me. I tell you solemnly, you will be weeping and wailing, while the world will rejoice. You will be sorrowful, but your sorrow will turn to joy. A woman in childbirth suffers, because her time has come. But when she has given birth to the child, she forgets the suffering in her joy that a man has been born into the world. So it is with you. You are sad now, but I shall see you again, and your hearts will be full of joy, and that joy no one shall take from you. When that day comes, you will not ask me any questions. I tell you solemnly, anything you ask for the Father, he will grant in my name. Until now you have not asked for anything in my name. Ask, and you will receive, and so your joy will be complete. I have been telling you this in metaphors. The hour is coming when I shall no longer speak to you in metaphors, but will tell you about the Father in plain words. When that day comes, you will ask in my name, and I do not say that I shall pray to the Father for you, because the Father himself loves you, for loving me and believing that I came from God. I came from the Father, and have come into the world, and now I leave the world to go to the Father.